Why do the chosen ones distance themselves from the church? This is a question that stirs many people, especially those who feel a restlessness within themselves, a call to something beyond what they find on the walls of a temple or in the words of a religious leader. Have you ever had the feeling that something in the structure of the modern church doesn't make sense? As if, even though it is there is a lack of real connection, that true flame that should guide our faith. This is a common question among the chosen ones, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Throughout this video, we will dive into the reasons behind this discontent, understand how it relates to the essence of the chosen ones, and what it can mean for your spiritual path. We will talk about the shift in focus that many churches have come to adopt, exchanging core values such as faith and devotion to God for an excess of materialism and appearance. We will also reflect on what the Bible teaches us about this conflict between the spiritual and the material, and how the chosen ones can seek their own direct connection with God without relying on intermediaries or structures that no longer resonate with their soul. And as we explore all of this, I want you to feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. This space is for us to exchange ideas, for you to tell me how your experience has been. Have you ever felt uncomfortable in a church, or questioned whether you were in the right place? Oh, and if you think this content can help someone who is going through this, share it with them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Now let's begin our conversation on this very important topic, which especially touches those people who feel a deeper call to an authentic and transforming faith. Authentic spirituality has led many people to experience a sense of discomfort within churches. It is as if something no longer fits, as if that space, which should be a refuge for the soul, became in a way a strange place. This feeling is not wrong, nor does it mean a lack of faith. On the contrary, it may be a sign that you are evolving spiritually and becoming more aware of what is happening around you. The chosen ones have a unique sensitivity, an ability to perceive what is misaligned with divine values. Unfortunately, in many cases, this disconnect becomes evident in the way modern churches have conducted their practices. The essence of the church should be simple, a space of communion where people seek together the connection with God, with humility and surrender. But for many, this essence seems to have been lost. There is an excessive focus on appearances, on rules that often have no connection with the teachings of divine love, and especially on materialism. Have you ever noticed how some churches have turned spirituality into a kind of market? It's as if the value of your faith is measured by the amount of donations you make or how much you sacrifice financially. Not that helping the church or the community is wrong. On the contrary, generosity is a virtue. But when generosity is disproportionately demanded or used to feed luxuries and vanities, something is out of place. For the chosen ones, this does not go unnoticed. It is natural that this type of practice generates discomfort, a feeling that priorities are reversed. What should be a place of spiritual support often turns into an environment that oppresses, which puts more weight than relief on the spiritual journey. This reality leads many to question, is this where I really find God? Is it in this space that my soul feeds? These questions are not signs of spiritual weakness, but of strength. It is your divine intuition showing you that perhaps it is time to seek something different, something more aligned with the truth of your soul. This search can be lonely at first. Many are afraid to admit that they no longer find their connection within the church because they fear being judged or feeling lost. But know that this feeling is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter in your spiritual journey. One of the great dilemmas that lead the chosen ones to move away from the church is the conflict between true spirituality and materialism that, unfortunately, has taken over many religious institutions. This is a delicate topic, but crucial to understand the reason for this withdrawal. Spirituality, by essence, is something profound, something that connects the soul to the divine. Direct connection with God, without intermediaries or secondary interests, is at the heart of authentic spirituality. But what happens when that connection is overshadowed by practices that seem to prioritize the material world more than the spiritual? In the Bible, we have clear guidance on this conflict. In Matthew 6:24, it is written, "No one can serve two masters, for he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money." This passage is powerful and direct, reminding us that the search for the divine cannot coexist with the obsession with the material. However, when observing some churches today, it is difficult not to notice the weight that money has taken within these institutions. There are stately temples, leaders who boast wealth, and an almost constant insistence on fundraising. This would not be a problem if the purpose was purely to serve the community, help those in need, and promote good. But in many cases, we see that the priority seems to be different: status, power, and luxury. This type of environment is challenging for the chosen ones. They cannot ignore the discrepancy between the teachings of humility, love, and service that Jesus preached and the behavior of some churches. This creates a rupture, a misalignment that distances the hearts that are most sensitive to divine truth. And here's the key point. For the chosen, faith will never be about appearance or possessions. It is about surrender, truth, and the search for a sincere connection with the Creator. When this truth is replaced by practices that exploit fear, guilt, or greed, it is natural for the chosen one to feel out of place, as if that environment is no longer a home for his soul. This conflict is deep because it directly affects our innermost values. It's as if the heart says, "That's not right. That's not what I was called for." That inner voice is your divine intuition, indicating that true faith is simple, pure, and independent of structures. But don't think that this rupture means a distancing from God. On the contrary, it is exactly at this moment that many chosen ones begin to seek a deeper connection without interference or external interests. This search is a powerful call to spiritual transformation. If there's one thing the chosen ones don't lose, even when they walk away from the church, it's faith. This inner flame shines regardless of the circumstances and is what keeps you steadfast on the spiritual path. So if you've ever felt this conflict between what the church preaches and what your heart believes, know that you're not alone. This search for something truer is a sign of your spiritual awakening. When a chosen one feels that the church is no longer a place that nourishes his soul, the question often arises, what now? How will I connect with God? This moment may seem lonely, but it is actually a call for a profound transformation. The connection with God has never been something that depended on intermediaries. From the beginning, the Creator has given us tools to communicate directly with Him: prayer, meditation, inner silence. But over time, these simple practices have been overshadowed by traditions and structures that have come between us and divinity. The chosen ones, with their unique sensitivity, realize this and seek something purer, more aligned with the divine essence. They know that true spirituality lies in simplicity, truth, and direct connection with the Creator, and it is on this search that we will continue to reflect. The chosen ones, in their spiritual journey, realize that God is not restricted to temples or rituals. He is everywhere, in the wind that touches the face, in the sunrise, in the brightness of the stars. This realization transforms everything, showing that we don't need specific places or intermediaries to connect to the divine. It is in this context that practices such as prayer and meditation become so important. They are not only ways of talking to God, but also of listening to Him. How many times have you allowed yourself to be silent, simply listening to what your soul has to say? This is the essence of direct connection, an intimate dialogue, without barriers, without judgment. However, this process can be challenging, as it requires us to look within. When we move away from the external structures that guided us, we are forced to confront our own fears, doubts, and insecurities. This can be uncomfortable, but it's also incredibly liberating. Gradually, you realize that God's presence does not depend on formulas or rules. It is in every moment, in every breath. When you walk through nature, when you help someone with an open heart, when you give thanks for something simple. In these moments, the divine connection manifests. For those chosen, this discovery is a watershed. It is as if a veil were removed, revealing a new way of living spirituality, much freer and more authentic. Prayer ceases to be a mechanical act and becomes a real conversation. Meditation is no longer just a habit, but a way to find peace and clarity in the midst of the chaos of the world. And here's an important reminder. You're not alone on this journey. Many chosen ones are going through this same awakening, questioning old structures and seeking something more true. This creates a collective energy, a silent but powerful movement of people who are rediscovering the essence of faith. For the chosen, practices such as prayer and meditation go far beyond mere formalities. They become a living pathway to find answers, strengthen faith, and experience the divine presence in a unique and personal way. Prayer, at its core, is a direct dialogue with God. It does not need far-fetched words or memorized formulas. It's like opening your heart to a close friend, sharing your joys, worries, and hopes. And the most amazing thing is that in this process, you not only speak, but also learn to listen. How many times have you sat quietly after praying, letting the answer come at the right time? Because that's how God acts. He doesn't shout, he whispers, and it is in these moments of stillness that the chosen ones begin to feel his presence more deeply. Meditation, on the other hand, is like tuning the ears of the soul. In the hectic world we live in, it's easy to disconnect from what really matters. Meditation invites us to stop, breathe, and reconnect with what is within us and around us. For the chosen ones, it is an essential practice as it helps to silence outside voices and listen to the only voice that really matters, the divine voice. These simple practices have transformative power. When you take a few minutes of your day to prayer or meditation, something profound happens. Your soul aligns with the divine, allowing you to find answers and feel the peace that comes from connecting with God. The meditation within you begins to transform everything, as if a light were lit, illuminating the darkest corners of your soul. The amazing thing is that by strengthening your connection with God, you also strengthen your own energy. That's why the chosen ones often seem to radiate something special. It is not a matter of physical appearance, but of an inner light that reflects the peace and confidence of those who walk side by side with the divine. These moments of connection also help you deal with the challenges of the outside world. When you are anchored in your faith, people's opinions and judgments lose strength. You understand that you don't have to fit into patterns or please everyone, because your strength comes from something much bigger. However, this path is not always easy. There are days when silence seems empty, when prayer becomes difficult. That's part of the journey. God does not demand perfection. He asks for sincerity. Even on days when you don't know what to say or feel like you can't concentrate, know that He is there, listening to even what you can't put into words. Practicing prayer and meditation regularly is like watering a plant. It may take a while for you to see the fruits, but little by little this connection will grow, strengthen, and you will begin to notice profound changes in your life. When a chosen one cultivates a deeper connection with God through prayer and meditation, something magical happens. It is not just an inner change, but a transformation that begins to radiate and impact everything around you. This spiritual connection brings a clarity that transforms the way you see the world. Situations that once seemed impossible to face begin to dissolve, and you realize that you have a strength within you greater than any adversity. It's not about avoiding problems, but about facing them with confidence, knowing that you're never alone. This inner peace is also noticed by the people around you. The chosen ones have a unique energy, which even without words, inspires and comforts. Have you noticed how some people have such a strong presence that just being there is enough to change the environment? This is the energy of someone who is aligned with their divine essence. But this transformation goes beyond the personal. When the chosen ones connect deeply with God, they become channels of light in the world. Your actions, words, and even your thoughts begin to vibrate at a higher frequency, and this has a direct impact on the environment. Think of it like a stone thrown into a pond. The ripples spread far beyond the point of impact. Likewise, the energy of a chosen one affects his family, friends, and even people he barely knows. A smile, a word of support, or a gesture of kindness may seem small, but it has the power to touch hearts deeply. However, it is important to remember that this transformation does not mean perfection. Being a chosen one is not about never making mistakes or having all the answers, but rather about walking authentically, allowing yourself to learn, grow, and share your light, even in the midst of imperfections. Another important point is that this journey of connection with the divine is not something you do just for yourself. The chosen ones have a greater mission to bring more love, understanding, and light to the world. This doesn't mean you need to accomplish great things or change the world yourself. Often, the biggest changes start with small gestures. When you live in alignment with your truth, your life becomes a testimony of faith and hope. The people around you notice this, and often, without even realizing it, you become a source of inspiration. This is the essence of being a chosen one, allowing your light to shine even in the little things and impact the world in a positive way. These challenges become especially important in a world so lacking in empathy and genuine spirituality. This transformation does not eliminate the difficulties. On the contrary, it brings new challenges. The more you grow spiritually, the more you realize that not everyone around you is ready to keep up with that growth. Some people may resist your light, either out of fear, envy, or simply because they don't understand what's going on. But as a chosen one, you are called to stand firm, knowing that your journey is guided by something much greater. That's why strengthening your connection with God is so essential. That's what gives you the courage and strength to keep going, even when the road seems difficult. As the chosen ones move forward in their spiritual journey, they begin to realize that not everyone around them will understand or accept their changes. This is one of the deepest challenges of the journey, dealing with the judgments, resistance, and sometimes even the rejection of those you thought would be by your side. This is because when your light starts to shine brighter, it exposes the shadows of others, people who are still stuck in patterns of fear, materialism, or lack of purpose, may feel uncomfortable in front of someone who has found a greater connection with the divine. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because your transformation makes you confront what you still need to change in yourself. It is at this point that many chosen ones feel isolated. You may notice that friends drift apart, that family members question your choices, or that the people around you don't understand your new way of seeing and living life. It hurts, but it's also a sign that you're on the right track. Jesus faced something very similar during his lifetime. He was criticized, rejected, and even persecuted by those who did not understand his message or his mission. And like him, the chosen ones also face times when they have to go against the grain, even if it means being alone for a while. What you should remember in these moments is that you are not truly alone. God is always by your side, guiding your steps and strengthening your faith. In addition, there are other chosen ones scattered around the world, facing the same challenges as you. Although you may not know each other personally, the spiritual connection between you is real and powerful. Dealing with judgment and resistance requires a combination of patience, compassion, and courage. First, you need to be patient with yourself and others. Not everyone is at the same stage of spiritual evolution, and some people may need time to accept their transformation. Then comes compassion. Even when you face criticism or misunderstanding, it's important to remember that these reactions often come from fear or ignorance. Responding with kindness rather than anger or resentment can turn these interactions into opportunities to plant seeds of light in the hearts of others. Being a chosen one is a journey of faith, and that means trusting that God has a greater purpose for whatever you are facing. Even in the most difficult moments when it seems that no one understands you, keep your head up and keep walking. Your mission is too important to be abandoned because of the opinion of others. These challenges also serve as lessons. They help you strengthen your connection with God, rely more on His guidance, and rely less on people's approval. This doesn't mean becoming desensitized, but rather learning to prioritize what really matters, your spiritual truth and your purpose. As the chosen ones face these challenges, they find that each obstacle they overcome makes them stronger, more confident, and closer to God. The journey can be difficult, but each step taken in faith is a testament to your courage and commitment to divine light. Challenges such as judgments, resistances, and misunderstandings lead you to realize something very profound. Each obstacle is actually a piece of the puzzle that forms the greater purpose of your existence. It is no accident that God allows you to go through these situations. They are a way to prepare you for what is to come. The journey of the chosen ones is not random. From the beginning, you have been called to something greater, something that transcends the material and touches the spiritual. But for this purpose to manifest in your life, it is necessary to go through a process of purification and strengthening. It's like cutting a diamond. Every moment of pressure and friction reveals even more of the brilliance that is within you. And what is this greater purpose? It can vary from person to person, but it is usually related to helping, inspiring, and guiding others. The chosen ones are not here just for themselves. They have a mission that affects the collectivity. Maybe you've already realized this. People may come to you for advice or comfort, even without knowing exactly why. They feel your energy, your wisdom, and your light, and they are drawn to it. Often the chosen ones serve as beacons in the midst of darkness, showing the way to those who are lost. But to fulfill this mission, it is essential that you are aligned with your essence and with God. This is where the challenges faced along the way become your biggest lessons. Every difficulty, every rejection, and every doubt you overcome makes you stronger, more resilient, and more aware of your role. In addition, the chosen ones have an impact that goes beyond what they can see. Your actions, words, and even thoughts create waves of energy that spread and touch lives in unexpected ways. Sometimes, a simple gesture of kindness or a word of encouragement can change the course of someone's life, and you may never know how much it meant to that person. However, it is important to remember that fulfilling your mission does not mean living without difficulties. On the contrary, the chosen ones often face more challenges than most, precisely because they have such an important role to play. But with each challenge also comes divine grace, which strengthens you and guides you to find and fulfill your greater purpose. It is essential to keep your connection with God always active. This means setting aside time for prayer, meditation, and reflection, always seeking to align your will with the divine will. When you do this, you begin to realize that the answers you are looking for are already within you. Just listen to them. Above all, remember that you are not alone in this journey. God is with you every step of the way, guiding your paths and opening doors where there were only walls before. He chose you for a reason, and what He started in your life He will surely complete. In the journey of the chosen ones, it is not uncommon for moments of great difficulty and darkness to present themselves. This is partly because as you move forward in your spiritual evolution, you begin to tap into deeper and more intense energies. Therefore, the challenges also become more intense. These moments of crisis are the tests that reveal the true degree of faith and resilience you possess. When life seems to come crashing down around you, when circumstances don't make sense and the weight of the world seems unbearable, that's when you're invited to look inside and find a strength that you often didn't even know you had. That is the real struggle for light. Often when we are in the midst of a storm, we can feel as if God is far away, or as if our faith is insufficient to face what is imposed on us. But the truth is that in these moments, God's presence is closer than ever. Not in a visible or obvious way, but in a silent way. In the small intuitions, in the consolation that comes from within, and in the invisible support that sustains us. Adversity teaches us that faith is not just believing when everything is going well, but trusting fully even when everything seems to fall apart. Being chosen means exactly that. knowing that your mission is bigger than the temporary obstacles you face. When you remember this, your faith becomes unshakable because you know that nothing can stop the fulfillment of the divine plan. When you are going through difficult times, remember the importance of daily prayer and meditation practice. These moments of introspection are not just spiritual rituals, but ways to reconnect with the divine, seek strength in your center, and renew your mind and heart for what is to come. Faith does not mean the absence of fear or doubt, but the ability to move forward in spite of them. Every step you take in the darkness, guided by the light within, is one step closer to your spiritual truth. And every moment of resistance is an opportunity for growth, a chance to strengthen your connection with God and His divine purpose. If you feel like you're losing your way, that the weight is too much, or that loneliness is unbearable, seek refuge in your faith. God is with you, sustaining and guiding your steps. He never abandons you, and in His infinite wisdom, He uses every difficulty as an opportunity to mold you and bring you even closer to the greater purpose He has in store for your life. In your spiritual practice, remember that prayer doesn't have to be elaborate or complicated. Often, it is enough to open your heart and speak directly to God with sincerity and trust. This is enough to bring you the peace you need. In addition, the chosen ones are called to be beacons of light in the midst of the darkness of the world. This means that in many moments, your energy will be tested, your faith will be challenged, and your love will be tested. But the good news is that in every challenge, there is a great opportunity to light the way for others, to be the hope for those who are lost. So when adversity arises, take it as a call to deepen your faith, strengthen your spirituality, and remind yourself that you are part of something much bigger. Every challenge is a chance to witness the greatness of God's love and to show the world that despite hardship, you will always find strength in His presence. The journey of the chosen ones is undoubtedly full of challenges and moments of loneliness. However, one of the greatest blessings of this journey is the opportunity to form a spiritual community. When you connect with others who share the same mission, the same light, and the same pursuit of divine purpose, immeasurable strength is created. It is through this union that the chosen ones become even stronger. When one of us falls, another is there to get up. When one of us doubts, the other is the beacon that guides us back on the path. In times of difficulty, it is this community that serves as a point of support, reminding us of our truth and mission. Therefore, it is essential that the chosen ones connect with each other, share their experiences, and strengthen each other. When you surround yourself with people who understand your journey and have the same purpose, the weight of the challenges becomes lighter and the journey more meaningful.